it's my job and pleasure to introduce the Assistant District Governor, Lou Sherman, who will do the honors of then introducing the rest of our program. So Lou, thanks for being with us this morning.
I'll walk over near the microphone here. Well, good morning again, everybody. One of the great pleasures that I have as a Rotarian and your assistant governor is to travel with the governor and introduce him at many clubs, and getting to know Bill has been a terrific opportunity. As you all well know, one of the great things about Rotary is the people. You know, just like we all enjoy coming here every Tuesday morning to see each other, I enjoy every single opportunity that I get to spend with you and the other clubs in our region. One of the truly great things of Rotary is the people, and one of the truly great Rotarians out there is our district governor, Mr. Bill Bassett. Bill.
Hey, very good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now, the real pleasures of being a district governor is I get to induct a lot of new Rotarians into Rotary. So, Tim, it's that time. Come on up. And is Tim's sponsor here? Jonah, good. Good. Well, we should have all worn the same sport coat. It would have been a much better. Oh, dear.
I didn't get the memo.
But seriously, one of the things I'm going to talk to the club in a few minutes about is membership. And that really is one of the keys to our future. So I commend you for inducting a new member. And Jonah, the sponsor, is critical in this whole process. And I will start with your sponsor pin.
Thank you, Bill.
There you go. Wear that in pride.
Thank you.
And Tim, I'm going to give you all of this when I get done. You're going to get a lot of pins out of this deal before you pin. I want you to know that you're joining the largest service organization in the world, 1.2 million Rotarians. You can go to Ithaca and visit a Rotary Club, there you go. And they'll welcome you just like Paul was welcomed today, and any place else in the world. The important thing is your membership in this club, and I would recommend that you be active in this club, that you show up. There's no fellowship in an empty chair. So with you in that chair, sitting at that table, there's all kinds of chemistry going on, and that's the secret of Rotary. Get involved. Don't just attend the meetings. Get involved. And I always suggest that a new member's probably got some new ideas. In my club, new members brought in new ideas that I never would have thought of in a million years. So existing members, listen to the new member, and you create some ideas and share with the club. And if you do those two things, I think you'll be a good Rotarian. Today, you're actually going to join the Red Hook Rotary Club, and you don't become a Rotarian until you do all those other things like fellowship and service and get involved. Okay? So let me put the pin on you. And make it official. Congratulations. And there's you have the 4-way test, you have a certificate, lots of other things to read about Rotary and get involved. And there's your official pin. So he's no longer a guest. Is that right? Yeah, right. Congratulations.
So it's up to him.
You have the floor for 30 seconds.
Thank you. I'm excited about what's to come and joining this group. Seems like a very nice thing to get going here, and glad to be a part of it. It was wonderful.
Good luck. Good luck. Enjoy Rotary. Thanks, Louis, thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome.
Again, I'm impressed with the assistant governors that I have to work with. There's 9 of us, 9 of them around the district. Louis is a good example. He really knows this area very well and has a great connection with all the clubs. So you're fortunate to have Louis as your AG, and I'm fortunate to have him to work with. So it's been a real pleasure to be with you. And
Thank you, Bill.
do we have any? Yeah, we have a couple more.
We have one more today, Bill.
Well, one more. We have
And you're looking forward to it.
a double header today. Yeah. I have enjoyed traveling around the district, 63 clubs. So we started in early July. My wife and I have been to some places we never thought we'd ever see in our travels, but really wonderful places that you get to meet the people and see what potentials there are in these communities. Up in Columbia and Greene County, which I have never really traveled through very much, they're just some fabulous, fabulous places. I have to share, Linda, with you were talking about you and your husband where you met 45 years ago. I was in the Philmont Club, and there was a couple there, both Rotarians, and they were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, and they had actually met in the restaurant that the meeting was in. And it was an ice cream parlor back when they were high school kids. And they met, they were walking down the street, you know, one of those things, and the guy said, hey, come on in, I'll buy an ice cream cone, and that was their first date. But they were back there for a Rotary meeting, which is kind of a little unusual. A couple of announcements that are going on in the district, just to share with you the hot news. We've been honored recently, maybe you heard about this, but our district was honored for being the #1 contributor to Polio Plus in our whole region, or actually our whole zone. Beyond our district of 7210, Rotary is organized into zones. And our zone goes from Nova Scotia, there's a tiny island off the coast of Nova Scotia that's actually owned by France. From there, all the way across Canada, all of New England, our part of New York, why I have no idea, but just our district in New York, New Jersey, Bermuda, all of Canada, Alaska, and Russia to the Ural Mountains. That's our zone. There's 20. Please, there are about 22 or 23 zones in the world, and they're organized based on a total number of Rotarians. And how they got organized that way, it would seem like, why don't we put all of New York State together, maybe, you know, so we could. But like I go to meetings in Vancouver, and the district governor from Albany isn't even there. So, we don't, you know, there's no logic to it, and we don't ask me to explain it. It's very interesting, though, to sit down to dinner with the district governor from the Ural Mountains, who, by the way, his district sent money to Sandy. And sent money to the foundation that's been set up in New Jersey to help with Sandy. But they're just like us. They're absolutely just like us, you know, in terms of their interest in Rotary and their involvement. He has 6 time zones. I complain about driving to Columbia County. He has 6 time zones. Now, the good news is they've split that district, so he only has 3 time zones now. But there's not enough Rotarians in that part of Russia to generate, you know, we have 1,750 Rotarians in our district, and in order for him to get even close to that, he needed 6 time zones. So anyways, I was starting to tell you about our awards. I got sidetracked. At our last zone meeting, which was in October in Vancouver, we received a special recognition for our contributions to Polio Plus. We were the #1 contributor to Polio Plus in that whole zone, $444,000 in change, and that's to the credit of Bunny Webb. A lot of you know Bunny. I kid her that her name really means money, Bunny Money Webb, and she has led that Polio Plus for so long and has a team throughout the district that she works with, and so we were #1. And the second recognition we got at that Zone Institute was Radio Rotary. And I know you people know all about Radio Rotary. And so Sarah O'Connell, Jonah's sidekick on the show, made a presentation. It took about maybe 15, 20 minutes, which is a lot in a program to give you that much time. She did a great PowerPoint presentation on what Radio Rotary is. And other districts around the world are envious of what we have in terms of Radio Rotary and our public relations. So, round of applause. It's a real asset that we have, and sometimes you don't realize how valuable a thing you have in your own hometown, and until you go away and hear everybody so excited about it. So that was a real delight. I'm going to watch my time because I know we're up against 8:30. I want to share with you my goals for the year, and I'll do it very quickly. They're easy. They're easy to remember. I have 5 goals. And I ask you to look at these goals and see if there's something that you can find in there that you could latch onto, maybe something that will work for your district. There's your club. There's probably things you're doing already in your club that address these goals. And I know that for a fact already. But if you are, maybe you could add to that or enhance it a little bit. So here you go. Number 1 is membership. We've already taken care of that. And this is a perfect example. I'm so glad that you joined Rotary, Tim, and that Jonah sponsored. I did look at some of your documents that Bruce shared with me about your club. And I think the key is that everybody think about sponsoring one Rotarian a year. And not just a handful of people that look for Rotarians. In my own club, I'm always amazed at how that seems to be the way. There's only 4 or 5 people that really sponsor new Rotarians. So if everybody did one a year or one every couple of years, just think how Rotary would grow. Rotary has a real problem with membership worldwide. We're at 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide. We've been that way for about 10 years. We bring in 100,000 and we lose 100,000 for a variety of reasons. One of the problems is retention. We have to do a better job of making sure that new Rotarians get involved and understand Rotary and don't lose that enthusiasm. In our own district, as I mentioned, we have 1,750 Rotarians, and our numbers have been dropping off. In North America, the numbers are dropping off all the time. Rotary has set a goal of 3% net increase for membership for 3 years. And I went to our membership committee with that goal. Sarah O'Connell heads that up, and they suggested that we do 3% net increase for 1 year. So our goal for membership this year is a 3% net increase by the time of our district conference in May. What does 3% mean? 1,750, 3%, so we're in 50 to 60 new members in the district, net new members. 63 clubs, everybody does one, you're home free. That's not going to happen. There's a couple of clubs that are struggling right now. There's a couple of clubs that are very, very small. They're in communities where there really aren't other potential Rotarians. So some of the bigger clubs I expect are going to bring in quite a few more. But if every club did a Tim Lynch once a year and retained the rest of their membership, we'd be in great shape. So I'm very optimistic about membership. Number 2 is foundation. And we have a foundation chair, is that right, Bob? Good.
Bud.
I'm sorry.
He can answer to
Okay.
anything.
Okay. Well, he was getting a lot of attention a few minutes ago, so
He needs it.
yeah. The foundation is the key to what Rotary does in terms of humanitarian projects around the world and in our district. Just to remind everybody, and for Tim's benefit, the money that we contribute to Rotary this year, Rotary Foundation keeps. It's invested and does as best as it can in investments right now, and the proceeds run the foundation. And then 3 years later, that money is released. Half of it comes back to us. It's called district designated funds. The other half stays with the foundation, and they use the money to do humanitarian projects around the world. And our amount of money that the foundation gives to us has dropped off the last 2 or 3 years. We have about $44,000 to work with. Our committee, the World Community Service Committee, works on that money and decides where it goes. The district governor doesn't do it. I'm part of the decision, but really the committee works on it. Louis sits on that committee, and it's a very active committee. You're all welcome to come and sit and see how things operate. So I ask you to keep that in mind and make your contributions as best you can. Some clubs have little tricks for generating foundation money. Some people it's just on an individual basis. So goal number 2 is foundation. Goal number 3 is peace. You all have your pin. Did everybody get a theme pin? Barry, did you get a theme pin?
Did not.
Okay. Did you pay a late dollar?
I did.
There's your theme. Excuse me. There's your theme pin. Our president of Rotary International, Sakuchi Tanaka, has set the theme for the year of Peace Through Service. I think it's a great theme. I've had to sell a lot of school budgets over the years and tax rate increases and things like that, and some of them are hard to sell. This is easy to sell. I've never met anybody that doesn't buy into this theme. It's been part of Rotary since day one. One of our fourth priority is develop goodwill, peace, and world understanding. We've been part of UN, youth exchange, group study exchange. The list goes on and on about how peace is embedded in Rotary's thinking. So our president, born in Japan during World War II, grew up during that crisis. His growing up years in secondary school were after World War II, when it was just such a catastrophe in that country. And of course, the peace movement started in Hiroshima. So it's part of his DNA, this whole idea of peace. And so he chose it. It seemed like a natural. He's asking you to do peace through service in your community. Although yesterday I had a meeting with the Southern Poughkeepsie South, we spent a lot of time talking about what's going on in the Middle East right now, and it's too bad we couldn't solve that somehow. But the president does not expect you to deal with those kinds of issues. He expects you to deal with peace development in your own community. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that when I meet with your board and go over the activities that you and your club are involved in, that there's things that we can identify as delivering peace. So he's just asking you to take a look at those and do a little bit more if you can. One of the things that I normally travel with, and I don't have it with me today, is a peace pole. This is a desktop peace pole, $10. I'm going to leave with Bruce a brochure about peace poles. The Peace Pole Project, the World Peace Pole Project, is located in Wassay, Armenia, almost, in Dutchess County. It is in Dutchess County, which I didn't know. I got this for $10. It says, "May peace prevail on earth," and it's in 4 languages. You can order a 6-foot peace pole for $150. I have a portable 6-foot peace pole that I take with me. My wife is not here. Normally she carries it, so I would suggest that you in your club take a look at this and see if there's a place for a peace pole in your community. Maybe at the school, maybe at the town park, or wherever there's an appropriate place. I've had wonderful conversations where people have said, right in front of me as I'm talking, they create an idea for a project. And it happened in yesterday's conversation with that club. So the third goal is peace. The fourth goal is literacy. You know my background is education. My wife and I were both educators, and so I wanted to create a little goal that related to me personally, and that's literacy. So I'm asking each club to take a look at literacy and what you're doing. I'm going to give Bruce some ideas on what you can do for a literacy project. And maybe you're already doing something that I haven't found out about yet. And and the connection to peace through service and literacy is perfect. In fact, President Sakuchi Tanaka used the example of teaching a 55-year-old man how to read so he could read to his grandchildren as an example of delivering peace through service. And so we've got membership, foundation, peace, and literacy. And the last goal is number 5, have fun. Hold your applause. But seriously, I think you all have fun. I certainly sense it from this club. I'm in a breakfast club, and I think you have to be special people to come out that early. And you want to have a good time. So continue to have fun. Find something in those goals you can work with. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. Lewis is your #1 contact. Please continue to do your good work, and I'd be happy to come back any other time this year or in the future. So thanks for having me.
Bill, it's been an absolute pleasure having you join us this morning, and in order to attempt to express our appreciation, we have a few items for you.
Okay.
This is a brochure prepared, I believe, by Jonah.
Yes.
That talks about the Red Hook Rotary Club.
Very good.
We have our Red Hook Rotary banner.
Good. Go with my collection.
And then we have some other Rotary memorabilia. We have a Red Hook Rotary pen.
Thank you.
And our newest gift, a Red Hook Rotary, it's actually a Rotary International paperweight. So we thank you for...
First paperweight I've ever gotten.
We thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
And if there is nothing else, I will hit the gavel, but I'd like the board, if possible, to stay around for a brief discussion after the meeting. Thank you.